Countries with the most complicated tax rules. Number 1. United States. The United States has one of the most complicated tax systems in the world. While the federal system's structure is relatively straightforward, the complexity arises from the existence of 3 layers of taxation: federal, state, and local. On the federal level, individual and corporate taxation are done through the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, which collects taxes on income, payroll, estates, and gifts. At the state level, individual taxes are generally based on income, while businesses typically pay taxes based on the sales of goods and services. Finally, local taxes are usually levied on property. This multi-tiered approach to taxation creates a complex web of rules that can be difficult to navigate, and failure to comply with these rules can result in hefty fines and penalties. Number 2. France. France has some of the most complex tax rules in the world. Taxes are collected at both the federal and regional levels, and the tax code is constantly changing. There are a range of taxes, such as income tax, property tax, capital gains tax, value-added tax, VAT, and other taxes specific to certain industries, such as the transportation tax. The French government also imposes wealth taxes on high-income earners. Furthermore, there are certain deductions and credits that can help to reduce the tax burden. There are also several tax treaties in place with other countries that may modify the taxation of certain income. Overall, the complexity of the French tax system is a challenge to navigate, even for experienced tax professionals. Number 3. Germany. Germany is known for having some of the most complicated tax rules in the world. The rules for taxation in Germany are complex and vary according to the individual's residency status, income level, and other factors. For example, one of the most complex areas of tax law in Germany is the assessment of non-resident income. Taxpayers must provide detailed information about the source of the income and its character in order for it to be eligible for taxation. Additionally, German tax laws require individuals to declare all of their worldwide income, even if it is earned from sources outside of Germany. Other areas of complexity in Germany's tax rules include the taxation of capital gains, the assessment of inheritance and gift taxes, and the taxation of foreign entities and investments. Finally, German tax laws require taxpayers to file a tax return annually, regardless of their residency status. Number 4. Japan. Japan has one of the most complicated tax systems in the world. The country's taxation system is based on a complex network of over 200 taxes collected at different levels, including national, prefectural, and municipal. This includes various direct and indirect taxes, such as the individual and corporate income tax, consumption tax, and residence tax. The complexity of the system has been blamed for discouraging investment in the country and for making it difficult for businesses to comply with the rules. The Japanese government is currently working to simplify the system, but it still remains one of the most complicated in the world. Number 5. United Kingdom. The United Kingdom has one of the most complex tax systems in the world. This is due to its emphasis on direct taxation and its intricate system of national insurance and tax credits. The UK tax system is divided into 2 main categories: direct taxation and indirect taxation. Direct taxation includes income tax, capital gains tax, and inheritance tax. Indirect taxation includes VAT, stamp duty, and local taxes. Income tax is the most important source of revenue for the UK government. Individual taxpayers must pay income tax on the money they earn through their job, business, investments, and rental properties. They are also liable to pay income tax on certain benefits they receive, such as pensions and disability benefits. Most people in the UK pay income tax at a basic rate of 20% on their earnings, but this rate increases to 40% or 45% based on their earnings. The UK also has several measures to ensure that businesses and wealthy individuals pay their fair share of taxes. Companies must pay corporation tax on their profits and capital gains tax on the profits from the sale of assets. The UK also has a stamp duty reserve tax on certain financial transactions. The complexity of the UK tax system has led to the development of an extensive system of tax credits and allowances. Many individuals are eligible for tax credits depending on their circumstances, such as their income, the number of children they have, and their marital status. These credits can help reduce the amount of tax payable on the income of qualifying individuals. The complexity of the UK tax system can make it difficult for taxpayers to understand their rights and obligations. However, the UK government provides a range of resources to help taxpayers understand the tax system, including guidance and advice from HM Revenue and Customs. Number 6. Italy. Italy is well known for having some of the most complex and difficult to understand tax regulations in the world. From the Italian tax code to the numerous tax regulations that have been added over the years, it can be difficult to keep up with all of the various rules and regulations. This complexity is due in part to the fact that Italy has a number of different tax authorities, each with their own set of rules and regulations. Additionally, Italy has a long history of changing and adjusting its tax rules, making it even more difficult to stay up to date. As a result, it's common for individuals and businesses in Italy to seek out professional tax advice in order to stay on top of their taxes. Number 7. Spain. Spain has one of the most complicated tax systems in the world, with a wide variety of taxes and regulations. The Spanish tax code is composed of more than 2,500 articles, and is quite complex. The Spanish system includes both direct and indirect taxes, and is based on a progressive personal income tax system. In addition, there are payroll taxes, capital gains taxes, corporate taxes, and value-added taxes. There are also special taxes, such as the inheritance tax, wealth tax, and transfer tax. The Spanish tax system can be quite confusing and time-consuming to understand and comply with, especially for foreign businesses operating in the country. It is important that businesses operating in Spain hire a professional tax advisor who is familiar with the Spanish tax system in order to minimize the risk of costly mistakes and penalties. Number 8. Canada. Canada has some of the most complicated tax rules in the world. These rules are generally divided into federal and provincial, territorial taxes and are subject to varying rates depending on individual circumstances. Taxpayers are obligated to pay both federal and provincial, territorial taxes, but the rates can vary significantly depending on the province or territory in which they live. Additionally, the Government of Canada offers multiple credits and deductions that are available to taxpayers. These include deductions such as those for medical expenses, tuition, and charitable donations, as well as credits such as the age credit, disability tax credit, and adoption expenses credit. Taxpayers are also required to file an annual tax return that must be completed accurately and on time. Non-compliance with any of these rules can result in penalties, interest, and other punishments. As such, understanding the complexities of the Canadian tax system is essential for anyone living and working in Canada. Number 9. Sweden. Sweden has some of the most complicated tax rules in the world. The country has a progressive tax system that applies different tax brackets and rates to different levels of income. This system applies to both individuals and businesses, with a combination of central and regional taxes. For individuals, there are taxes on income and wealth, capital gains, and property. For businesses, the main taxes are corporate income tax, payroll tax, and value-added tax. Additionally, a variety of other taxes may apply, including environmental taxes, real estate tax, and inheritance tax. Individuals and businesses must also pay social security contributions, as well as church taxes in some cases. Taxation in Sweden is also constantly changing, with new laws and regulations being introduced regularly. As a result, it can be very difficult for individuals and businesses to keep up with the most up-to-date regulations. Number 10. Denmark. Denmark has some of the most complicated tax rules in the world. The tax system in Denmark is based on the principle of progressive taxation, meaning that the more income someone earns, the higher their tax rate is. Income tax rates range from 0% to a maximum of 55.9%, with a minimum of 31.6%. In addition, a 25% value-added tax, VAT, applies to most goods and services. There are also municipal taxes, which range from 0 to 28%, depending on the municipality. Furthermore, Denmark has high social security taxes, with employers paying up to 33.02% of an employee's salary and employees paying 7.98%. Finally, the Danish tax system is complicated by the fact that taxes for corporations and individuals are calculated separately, and separate rules apply for each type of taxpayer. Number 11. Brazil. Brazil has long been known as one of the most complex and challenging countries in the world when it comes to taxes. The country has a rather complex and confusing labyrinth of tax regulations and policies, as well as a lengthy and intricate tax code. Companies and individuals in Brazil must comply with federal, state, and municipal taxes and must navigate multiple income tax rates, payroll taxes, value-added taxes, corporate taxes, and other taxes. Additionally, Brazil has a large number of tax reliefs, exemptions, and incentives that can make the process of understanding and filing taxes even more difficult. Brazil has also recently adopted a new digital invoice system that is designed to improve compliance with the country's complex tax codes. Despite these efforts to simplify the tax system, Brazil remains one of the most difficult countries in the world when it comes to taxes. Thanks for watching. If you're curious about what other interesting topics the world has to offer, make sure to subscribe to this channel for more videos about curiosities around the world. Until next time, stay curious.